Kolbrin Bible, Book 2, Chapter 15, verses 34 through 36. God creates. Verses 1, 54, and 61 is added. Kolbrin Bible, Book 2, Gleanings, Chapter 15, The Voice of God. GLN 15:1. The voice of God came out of the heavens unto his servants, even before the days of Wunis. But in these days it has come to certain of his devoted ones who heard it within the cavern of visions. Afterwards each wrote it down according to his own hearing, and lo, when they came together, it was seen that each had recorded the same words. Thus the things which were heard by the three and set down by them in writing, all being agreed alike, are things recorded forever. To serve God, you only need to best serve yourself. That does not mean selfish material desires of earth, but what improves the soul. From helping others, guarding against intolerance, listening with openness to new ideals, and accepting your own limitations of the knowledge already gained. Do not let that acceptance stop you from trying. Just be open to the ideal of uncertainty in the material reality. GLN 1534. Whatsoever you do, whatsoever you plan or create, whatsoever you suffer, let it be an offering unto me, not for my sake, but for yours. I am the God of compassion, the God of understanding. From those who in their devotion offer me but a single leaf, a flower or fruit, or even a little water, this I will gladly accept, thus lightening their loving spirit, for it is offered in sincerity of heart. He who comes before any God whatsoever, its image, with pureness of heart and good motives, comes unto me, for I gaze upon him with compassion and understanding. I am not concerned with the deeds alone of men, but with their motives. Empty gestures are ignored, but that which is done with good intent and loving heart never goes unheeded. Just because you do not see God, or do not understand why things happen, does not mean he doesn't exist, only that you are limited to your version of right and wrong, and demanding your desires be honored by God. GLN 1535. I am the hidden God, hidden to serve an end. Veiled in mystery, I am further obscured by the mist of mortal delusion. Unable to see me, men declare I do not exist. Yet I declare to you that man, with his mortal limitations, sees only a minute part of the whole. Man is the slave of illusion and deception. Though man is born to delusion, for it is a needful state, he is further inflicted by deceptions wrought by men. Though man cannot perceive the greatness above him, because of its greatness, neither can he see the smallness beneath him, because of its smallness. From the greatest came the smallest, and from the smallest came creation. And within the smallest is greatness and power, for the smallest is far less than the mote, yet it is the upholder of the universe, and it shines like the sun beyond the darkness. It lies out towards the edge of the reach of man's thought. In the beginning all things arose from the invisible, and into the invisible all things will disappear in the end. But the end is not the end of the Spirit. Out beyond this material creation, born of the invisible, there is a higher, eternal invisible, of greater substance. When all material things have passed away, this will remain. Above all is timelessness, which is eternity, and there is my abode. The supreme goal of man, and those who attain it dwell in eternity. I am the eternal God. You could not reach into your own body and remove an organ. So too, God can't reach inside himself to remove the material world, so you may see him. We are but a part of God. GLN 1536. Few are they who can conceive of me as I really am, the unborn and uncreated, beginningless and without end, Lord of all the spheres. Those few who can conceive me as I am are awakened spirits freed from mortal delusions. As thick clouds of smoke rise up and spread out from a fire burning in damp wood, so did the material universe come forth for me, as a lump of salt dropped into a pool of water dissolves and cannot be removed afterwards. Yet, from whatever part of the water you draw, there is salt. So it is with my pervading spirit. I am the great luminary, the everlasting source of light sparks, which imprisoned in matter become the slumbering souls of men. These unconsciously guided spread out the five senses under the control of unconscious thought. That which the senses harvest departs with the spirit. It is borne away by the spirit even as perfume is carried by the wind. I am the boundless one, the one beyond limitations. I remain free and unencumbered by the effort of creation. I am, and I watch life unfold. I set the course which nature follows to bring forth all that lives. We collect material things and place value on that ownership. Yet, when we die, all you collected is parceled out to others. God then retrieves that part of you that is all that made you unique. Yet, like a fisherman who catches a small fish, sometimes he has to return it to the water. If you have not yet gained enough knowledge here, then he will need to send you back to the material world until you gain that knowledge. GLN 1554. These are divine things, yet they can be set down only in the mere words of men, and will thus be reduced to things of mortal frailty. Mere words will be read, and the pattern formed by them will be far short of truth and reality. The taste of a fruit or the fragrance of a flower cannot be known by reading about them. The fruit must be eaten, and the flower smelt. Only in union with me, spirit communicating with spirit, can proof of my reality be found. Yet, because things are as they are, truth must ever be veiled from man, as man. But who would labor if laborers were paid whether they worked or not? Were they revealed to him, the ignorant man would not comprehend great things. Therefore, the light is not for him. The insincere and shallow seeker after diversion and pleasure will find little entertainment in these words. The really illuminated man will already know something of the truth and will therefore seek it more diligently along a higher path. So these words are given just for those sincere seekers who are aware of their own shortcomings and ignorance. These will be people whose thoughts are not smothered by prejudice, who are not set in their opinions, for who among men is the most confirmed in his opinions, who states things in the most assertive manner and talks with the loudest voice? Is it not the most ignorant? I would not let the sincere seeker go unguided. I am the light on the path. GLN 1561. Would you know the ultimate state of man when he has finally reached his goal? When he has entered into his inheritance of divinity? It is a state of glory transcending anything conceivable by him during an earthbound existence. His consciousness expands to embrace everything, all that ever was or will be. He sees all, he knows all, he is in all, and he contains all. These things come to him through infinite powers of perception. Yet he is above all such powers, he is beyond all, yet within all, he is beyond the realm of matter, freed from all restrictions. Yet he is not denied its joys, and may, if he so desires, manifest again in matter. His thoughts have the power of creation. He is one with the light of lights, the light transcending vision. He is the partaker of my substance, my son in eternity, the inheritor of everlasting life. I am your God, the Father of man. It is our desire for the material world that endangers us and separates us from the greater joys. This is my interpretation. I think it makes sense. But each of us are at a different level of learning. I may not understand fully because I lack the experience to adequately translate what is being shown.